Hello dear students. So let us discuss about the concept of energy coupling. So the thermodynamically unfavorable or a non-spontaneous process. So such a non-spontaneous process can be driven in the forward direction. So that means a non-spontaneous process is made to become a spontaneous process. So that means a non-spontaneous process is made to take place on its own. Okay, so how it is made means a non-spontaneous process is coupled with a high energy molecule. High energy molecule through a common intermediate. So this concept of coupling a non-spontaneous process with a high energy molecule containing through a common intermediate. So that means the non-spontaneous process and the process which involves the high energy molecule contains the common intermediate. So therefore, in non-spontaneous process, what happens? So the reactants will be in the lower energy state. So therefore, the reaction doesn't take place on its own. So therefore, the non-spontaneous process which contains less energetic reactant molecules are made to couple with a spontaneous process which involves the high energy molecule. Okay, so that means the energy coupling is nothing but a non-spontaneous process is driven in the forward direction by coupling the non-spontaneous process with a high energy molecule through the common intermediate. So one is a non-spontaneous process and another one is the spontaneous process containing the high energy molecule. So this non-spontaneous process is driven in the forward direction by coupling the non-spontaneous process with the spontaneous process having the high energy molecule. In addition to that, the non-spontaneous process and the spontaneous process should contain a common intermediate. That means a non-spontaneous process is made into a spontaneous process by coupling it with a high energy molecule, and both the non-spontaneous process and spontaneous process contains a common intermediate. Through that common intermediates, the non-spontaneous process is made to proceed in the forward direction. Okay, so let us explain this concept by taking an example. Okay, so the conversion. So let us explain this concept. So the conversion of glucose into glucose 6 phosphate. Glucose 6 phosphate. So that is the phosphorylation of glucose. Okay, so glucose, so when undergoes phosphorylation, so that is inorganic phosphate. So this is inorganic phosphate. So it forms glucose 6 phosphate. Glucose 6 phosphate plus H2O. So the change in the free energy for this reaction, that is standard free energy for this reaction, is 13.8 kilojoules per mole. Okay, so that is 13.8. So that is plus 13.8. So that means this process is endergonic reaction. So that means for endergonic reactions, so the change in the free energy is positive. So if the change in the free energy is positive, then the reaction is said to be a non-spontaneous process. Okay, so this phosphorylation of glucose into glucose 6 phosphate is a non-spontaneous process. Okay, so therefore this reaction doesn't take place on its own. So this reaction is thermodynamically unfavorable. Okay, so this above reaction is unfavorable, or you can call it as the non-spontaneous process. It is non-spontaneous because the delta G is positive. It's a non-spontaneous. So next let us consider one more example. So that is hydrolysis of ATP. So the hydrolysis of ATP, adenosine triphosphate molecule. So one ATP molecule undergoes hydrolysis to form ADP, adenosine diphosphate, plus one inorganic phosphate molecule. So the change in the that is the free energy, standard free energy change is given by minus 30.5 kilojoules per mole. Okay, so here you can observe the change in the free energy is negative. So therefore the hydrolysis of ATP is an exergonic reaction. Exergonic reaction, and so you can call it as a spontaneous reaction. So this is the condition for the spontaneity of a reaction. So for a reaction to be spontaneous, the change in the free energy should be negative. So therefore for the hydrolysis of ATP, so the change in the free energy is minus 30.5 kilojoules per mole. So that is, it has a negative value. So therefore the hydrolysis of ATP is a spontaneous process. So this reaction is thermodynamically favorable. Okay, so the first reaction is thermodynamically unfavorable. This reaction, the phosphorylation of glucose, is non-spontaneous, whereas the hydrolysis of ATP is spontaneous. Okay, so now in these two reactions you can observe, so there is a common intermediate. So H2O water molecule, inorganic phosphate. So inorganic phosphate, water molecule and water molecule. So these are the common intermediates. So here the ATP is the high energy molecule. Okay, so this ATP is a high energy molecule and these two reactions contains intermediates. So now this reaction, is made to couple with the hydrolysis of ATP. Okay, so non-spontaneous process which is thermodynamically unfavorable is made to couple with thermodynamically favorable and spontaneous process containing a high energy molecule through the reactive, that is the intermediates. Okay, so now by coupling these two reactions, so couple reaction 1 and reaction 2. Okay, so that is ATP plus glucose, so ADP plus glucose 6-phosphate, glucose 6-phosphate. Okay, so the overall standard free energy change is obtained by adding delta G naught dash of both the reactions, both reaction 1 and 2. Okay, so that is delta G naught dash is equal to 13.8 plus minus 30.5 kilojoules per mole. So therefore delta G naught dash for the overall reaction is minus 16.7 kilojoules per mole. That means, so this is the free energy change for the overall reaction. Free energy change for the overall reaction. So here you can observe for the free energy change of the overall reaction is negative. Okay, so therefore the overall reaction is exergonic. Okay, so so this coupled reaction, so the energy stored in the bonds of this ATP molecule is used to drive the reaction and the equilibrium constant in the forward direction. Okay, so the energy stored in the ATP molecule, so which is a high energy molecule, so that the energy stored in the ATP molecule are used to drive this reaction in the forward direction. So this concept is called as the energy coupling. Okay, so thermodynamically unfavorable or a non-spontaneous process can be driven in the forward direction by coupling it with a high energy molecule through the common intermediates, so which is called as the energy coupling. So example, the glucose and the phosphorylation of glucose and hydrolysis of ATP. So the phosphorylation of glucose is an unfavorable, thermodynamically unfavorable and non-spontaneous process. So its free energy change is 13.8 kilojoule per mole. Therefore, this is an endergonic reaction. So when this non-spontaneous thermodynamically unfavorable reaction, when it is coupled with the hydrolysis of ATP, so which is an exergonic reaction and a spontaneous process and having the change in the free energy minus 30.5 kilojoule per mole. So when the non-spontaneous process is coupled with a spontaneous process, so the overall reaction becomes spontaneous. So thermodynamically unfavorable reaction is made to proceed in the forward direction by coupling it with a high energy molecule having the common intermediates. Okay, so which is called as the energy coupling.